Sadhguru, you mentioned that you can do 14 different activities at a given moment. So, we all are very curious to know how can we achieve such prowess over both body and mind?
Oh, whoever said this, right? Do you have a liver?
Yes, I do.
Functioning?
Yes.
Do you know how many levels of activity it's doing right now? What the liver is doing is far more complex than what your brains are doing right now, do you know this? A brainless liver, if it can do so many things, a brained Praneeth, how many? No, I was only talking about not activity per se. Yes, activity is also possible. You must understand this. On a round planet which is spinning right now, hello? Are you on a round planet? Spinning? Most people don't understand this. Unless, they get sozzled out with something or they get some ailment. Certainly you see, planet is round. You know how complex an activity it is for a human being to walk at a certain latitude on a round planet which is spinning and which has magnetic forces working upon you all the time. It's an extremely complex process. You ask a child who is, let's say, 1 year of age, he knows how complex it is. Have you seen? But the moment you learn to walk, you assume that it's nothing, walking is nothing and you're sick of walking, you want to drive a car, you want to ride a motorcycle. But walking is such a complex process, not 14. 1,000 different functions, your knees and your brains and the fluids in your body, all of them are doing all the time. If only you could conduct these things consciously, you would be doing 1,000 things. Anyway, you're doing it. But if you could conduct this consciously, you would do 1,000 things at a time. So I was only talking about different channels of mind, which you don't have to actually conduct, you just have to initiate and leave. It will go on. For you to think about your neighborhood girl, do you have to initiate action every time? No. Once you look at her, it just goes on by itself. Why? Because you're drawn to it. If you're drawn to 10 different things at the same time, mind is capable of creating 10 different channels and keep it running. A complex mathematical problem, a sensation, a music, some raga, this, that, 100 things at the same time, because that is how complex human mind is. This complexity you can use either to drive yourself crazy with unbridled thought and emotion, or if you harness it, it can do things that nobody has imagined possible. It can do things in a miraculous way. You can manifest things in a phenomenal way if the necessary training goes. If somebody is walking there, if you just look at them, how they're walking, you can make out whether they're physically fit or not. Yes or no? Body has been worked upon, you can see it or no, just by the walk. Similarly, whether the mind has been worked upon or not, whether your energies have been worked upon or not, is something that's visible. Most people may not see, but if you pay attention, you will see. Right now, most human beings, the problem is we gave you a super computer. The most sophisticated machine on this planet is this human mechanism. I am asking you, have you read the user's manual? Hello? No? When you're going to read it? On the last day? When I see this ridiculous stuff, people reading Gita when people are dying, I say, you're reading the user's manual on the last day, what's the point? If you buy a phone, should you read the user's manual in the first 3 days or after 3 years when you want to get rid of the phone? Huh? You must read it in the first 3 days. So I'm not asking you to read a scripture. Well, this is a living scripture. should you not become competent to read the scripture, understand what is the nature of this, what is the full potential of it and explore this? Because this life is not about this or that. This life is about this. There is no choice about this. It is just that you can enslave this life to something else and think it's about that. But actually it's about this. Are you okay with it? You think right now your life is about education. No, your life is about this. You want this one educated, you want this one to do well, you want this one to experience love, you want this one to experience pleasure, you want this one to do all this. All the other things are only attendant things. This is the real thing, isn't it? So if this is the real thing, does this deserve some amount of attention? Some amount of attention means not standing in front of the mirror and attending to your skin endlessly. Should you not pay attention to every dimension of what this human being is made of? What makes this life tick? And how? If you understand what makes it tick, you can make it roar. To make it roar, why 14 things? You can do many more.
I believe in God, one level of ignorance. I believe there is no God, another level of ignorance. Mahashivratri is not a religious festival. It has something to do with the astronomical face of this planet. And we have figured out what phases of the planet are most advantageous to us.
Millennials, they do not believe in…
Which millennial? Which millennia do you belong to? I am not a millennial. Everybody is going on taking newer and newer identities, that's what I'm saying.
So people my age… So, they do not believe in God and religion. So how is Mahashivratri relevant to people our age? Millennials. I don't know any other words, so…
Well, I do not believe anything, not just God. I don't believe anything, including millennial. I don't believe anything. Whatever I see, I try to perceive. What I perceive, I know. What I don't perceive, I do not know. But belief, disbelief, and all these different identities are crippling your ability to perceive. Because every identity is of memory, isn't it? So, the moment you identify with anything that is rooted in your memory, and all identities are rooted in your memory, you kind of crippled your perception. Now you cannot perceive. You will only juggle with permutations and combinations of the possibilities within your memory. This is how human perception is lost, because you made memory more significant than attention and intelligence in human life. So memory is not a bad thing, it is useful. But if you're always dipping your hands in memory, you're crippled. We have set up a system where memory is misunderstood as intelligence. From this comes your religion, from this comes your scriptures, from this comes your many social norms, from this comes a whole lot of things that you're either, confused about or suffering. So your gender, your nationality, your race, your religion, everything is memory, isn't it? So they are selectively dropping one memory and sticking on to another one, that will not make them any better. They will move from one variety of ignorance to another variety of ignorance. I believe in God, one level of ignorance. I believe there is no God, another level of ignorance. Let me not say another level, then you will think you're on a higher level of ignorance. No, same thing. I believe there is God. This is ignorance. I believe there is no God. This is also equally ignorant. Because you have crippled your perception, you have to make some conclusion and remember that. That's all. So, don't go on like this. Mahashivratri is not a religious festival. It has something to do with the astronomical face of this planet. This planet is a part of a larger family that we call as the solar system. That is a part of a larger family that we call galaxies, cosmos, whatever, names and names, but essentially, there is nothing happening here in an unrelated way. So we understand that at certain times, in certain positions, the planet behaves in a certain way. And we have figured out what phases of the planet are most advantageous to us. In that context, Mahashivratri, because there are 12 to 13 Shivaratris in a year, every month, the 14th day is called Shivaratri. Where there's a natural upsurge, we have identified a specific Shivaratri which comes in the month of February and March. Just when the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere, there's a significant impact on your body on that day. There's a natural upsurge of energies. So, when there is such an upsurge of energy, if you keep your body in a horizontal position, then it could impact the body in a negative way. It's important you keep it in a vertical posture because the natural movement of energy is in this direction. If you lie down like this, it won't be good, so you must stay up. How to keep you up? Some people go to the bar. Yeah, I'm telling you. Some people, whole night they're playing cards. Yes, these are all the different things they're doing. Some people go to late shows. That night, the show doesn't yet end with the night show. 3 shows in the night, that till morning, some movie is going on. So usually some devotional movie, something about Shiva. So, this is an opportunity, whichever millennium you were born in. It is an opportunity that the planet is supporting you, the system, the larger system is supporting you to move in an upward direction. Please make use of it. It doesn't matter you belong to 20th century, 21st century, or the second or the third millennia. Doesn't matter, because once again, you know all this only by memory. Millennium is not an existential reality, it's a social reality, we made it up. Hello? It is very important. One must understand, spiritual process means you are moving from religion to responsibility. I think that's one thing that everybody could do with, particularly the millennials. They could do with some responsibility, for sure. Thank you.
If you stayed until now, if you paused your day to listen, that already sets you apart from most. Like the video, comment where you're watching from, and check the links in the description. You'll definitely find more content that continues this conversation with you. Thanks, big hug, and see you in the next video.